Hi everybody. Today we're at the Catholic Memorial Gardens West.
We are in Garden City, Michigan to pay our respects to a Ms. Caryn Campbell, who was a victim of the infamous serial killer, Ted Bundy. Now, who is Ted Bundy? Everyone should know who Ted Bundy is. He was born on November 24th, 1946. He was an American serial killer who raped, kidnapped, and murdered approximately 30 girls and women throughout the mid-1970s. He was described as a polite, good-looking, charming young man, so he evaded the authorities for years and years. So after multiple escapes from the justice system, he was ultimately finally captured for the last time in 1978. Following the trial that ended with a guilty verdict and 3 death sentences, Ted Bundy was executed at the Florida State Prison on January 24th, 1989. Mr. Bundy confessed to killing 30 women throughout the states of California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Utah, Colorado, and Florida in the years leading up to his arrest in 1978. He was subsequently convicted of only 3 murders, but some suspect that he could have killed up to 100 people. Now, Caryn Campbell, it was said that she was his 15th victim. Not sure if that's true or not. Most of this information I've got with me is from the internet. Now, Caryn Campbell, on Sunday, January 12, 1975, Ted Bundy abducted Caryn Eileen Campbell from the Wildwood Inn in Colorado. Despite a widespread search of the inn and the surrounding areas, the police were not able to find any trace of the missing 23-year-old. Now, I have here a news article from 1978 when she was found. It says, the frozen body of the woman identified in Aspen, Colorado. The frozen body of a woman discovered near Aspen on Monday has been identified positively as that of a registered nurse from Dearborn, Michigan, according to Pitkin County Sheriff Carol Whitmore. Whitmore said the identification of Caryn Campbell, 23 years old, was made primarily from dental charts during an autopsy in the Denver hospital on Tuesday. Cause of death was not immediately determined, the sheriff said. Miss Campbell vanished January 12th from a lodge at a Snowmass ski area where she and her fiancé were staying. Now, it is said that Ted Bundy was an avid skier, and he was known to be living in the Salt Lake City, Utah area in September of 1974. It isn't clear exactly how he abducted Caryn Campbell, but it is clear that she never made it back to her room to retrieve this infamous magazine that she was supposed to be going to find when she disappeared. Now, apparently, Caryn and her fiancé, Raymond Gadowski, were on a trip to Colorado with his son and his daughter. The couple were going to be married, and it was said that she had a really good relationship with his children. Vacation was a mixture of business and pleasure. It was said that Mr. Gadowski was planning on attending a cardiology conference there in Aspen. He was attending many seminars while Caryn took the kids sightseeing. So one afternoon, It looked like, I think they were relaxing in the lounge of the hotel of the Wildwood Inn. She decided to go to the room and get a magazine that she was reading. She was feeling good. She just wanted to chill out in the lobby area and read a magazine. So when Caryn went up to the second floor, she did see a group of doctors from the cardiology conference that she recognized from the seminar. After saying hello, making polite conversation with them, she continued down the walkway towards her room. This was the last time anyone remembers seeing Caryn Campbell. She simply vanished. So when she didn't return, her fiance Raymond started to get a little bit worried. So this worriedness turned into anxiety. He began to worry that maybe she fell down, hurt herself. He didn't know really what happened. So he decided to go upstairs to check on her. He went up to their hotel room. After multiple knocks at the door, Caryn did not come to the door. So he went down to the lobby, got the spare key from the reception desk, and entered the room. There was no sign of Caryn, and also there was that magazine that was still in the room that Caryn was supposed to be going to get to read back in the lobby while she was relaxing. So that really upset Raymond, her fiance. So he decided to call the Aspen police and report Caryn missing. The officers came out. They just assured Raymond, she's probably gonna show up. She's probably gone to the bar. Maybe she'll come back after the bars have closed, but he did not agree with this assessment. He knew that she was not feeling well. He knew that she would not go off and just hang out by herself. She just was relaxing again because she was just not feeling well. So that night, the responding officers called Caryn's description out over the radio to the patrol cars to keep an eye out for this missing woman. She never came back. The next morning, Caryn still had not returned. As a result, the police finally stepped it up. They decided to take a far more active approach, and they questioned the hotel guests, and they searched each and every room. So it actually turned out they could find nothing. No clues, no anything. They interviewed over 100 people, looked in every nook and cranny of the hotel, and they could not find anything. Now, Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was notorious for playing on younger women. He would pretend to be hurt. He would ask women to help them to his car. At some point, he would even wear a fake cast on his leg, and he'd use crutches, and he would tell the women, I need help getting this suitcase or whatever he had to his car, which was the infamous Volkswagen Beetle. This Beetle had no passenger seat. So what it has been said that he has done, the women would go into the car, put something that he had into the back seat, and it was said that he would hit them on the head, knock them out, put them in the car, and take them to wherever he was taking them. Like I had said before, he beat, he abused, he raped and murdered these women. Like I said, Caryn was approximately his 15th victim. And again, she did not return. So that is how it is thought that he did abduct her. Now, about a month later, after Caryn went missing, a local worker in the area was just walking around the grounds of the Wildwood Inn. It was around February 17th that Louise Oliver was driving along Owl Creek Road. She noticed that a number of birds were hovering around an area in the nearby snowbank. She got out of her car, she was being nosy. She wanted to see what was going on over there. So after she trudged about 8 yards through the snow, the worker discovered in horror the naked body of Caryn Campbell. Her frozen body had been there for nearly 40 days. So before his execution in 1989, Ted Bundy finally did confess to the murder of Caryn Campbell. So he confessed to it later on. It was just contemplated that he did kill her, but from all of the evidence that was collected, that was his go-to way of killing people. It was said that she was beaten on the head and just thrown out like garbage. Her skull sustained multiple heavy fracture wounds. It also says in the coroner's report that the contents of Caryn's stomach It looks like she was abducted and killed shortly after she went missing. So she wasn't toted around for quite a while. She just was dumped shortly after she was abducted. They could not identify her body until it was thawed out. And they finally discovered that it was her through dental records to positively identify her. So this is the story behind Caryn Campbell, how she was abducted, and Ted Bundy actually did confess to her murder in 1989. Okay, so here we are. We finally found the resting place of Caryn Campbell in the cemetery. It's located on the southeast corner. It looks like that she has had some visitors. There's some flowers here on her grave. Her mom and dad are also buried here. Just kind of gives you chills knowing what this poor woman went through in the last couple hours of her life. It's just unimaginable. Just unimaginable. So we hope that she is now resting in peace, and we are just paying our respects to her. I got chills all through my body. Rest in peace, Caryn Campbell.